Now back to our top story about that scaffolding collapse. We know that 8 people fell this afternoon when scaffolding collapsed at McDowell High School.
We have live team coverage starting with News 13's Ashley Searles.
Ashley, this happened just feet from the doors of the high school, right?
That's right, feet from the doors, and there were dozens of kids on school grounds when this structure collapsed and students inside the building as officials waged a rescue effort that lasted over an hour.
Almost half of the construction site behind McDowell High School collapsed, and as rescuers dispatched.
At the time, we weren't actually told that we still had people up on the scaffolding.
On scene, 13 workers were pinned or struggling out from under the heavy pile of metal.
All those other victims that were injured, that had the most serious injuries down on the ground level, they all had rescuers and medical staff tending to them.
2 men had held on as the scaffolding collapsed about 35 feet and were now stuck on unsteady rock and metal that was yet to fall.
It was time consuming. It was one of those things where we had to hurry up but take our time.
The first man was rescued, but the second worker dangled by his hands for more than an hour before firefighters were able to get a harness on him.
And as we were securing to him, and in our process getting him moved from the scaffolding over to our ladder truck, part of that kept falling.
Rocks broke out from under the wooden diving board the man was on as the buzz of his 2 colleagues taken off with life-threatening injuries went by.
From our angle, from our vantage point, obviously we seen the helicopters come in over top of us.
Rescuers said they called the man by name, telling him to take a minute and breathe.
Several times he'd get real nervous and he'd tell us, you know, I'm real weak, I feel like, you know, my knees are going to fall out from under me.
After more than an hour, he was safe to be taken to the hospital with 7 others.
Now, the names of this morning's victims have not been released so far. Again, 2 taken this morning, flown to the hospital in critical condition. Tonight, here at the school, students have been instructed not to talk to the media. Reporting live in McDowell County, Ashley Searles, News 13.